Soup, soup, let's start the show.
Welcome to the Neverdaily podcast for another episode.
They are sponsor now, Nair hair
Yep.
removal cream.
Neverdaily is brought to you by Nair.
That's
know
one of my
what?
fears is going to a hotel, especially when they have the bottles that are glued to the wall.
Mm-hmm.
That somebody's like dumped in a bunch of Nair into that and then mixed it up. I always have that like you can smell it, so I always smell it first. Like, does this smell like Nair?
Yeah.
Does this burn my nostrils?
Also, Nair's not cheap, so it'd be kind of an expensive prank to not see the results of.
Yeah,
You know,
that's true.
Because think of this: like you put Nair in the thing, then you gotta sit in the lobby until somebody else rents that room. Not you're gonna be there a while.
And
You're
what
gonna
if
be
they're
there.
what if they're dirty and they don't even take a shower?
Now, you might have more fun if you did it at like a no-tell motel
Yeah,
where
that's true.
rooms are few and there's half-hour guests,
Yes.
That
By
could
the
be.
hours.
But are they showering?
No.
Yeah, see, it's just not a good prank.
I stayed
all
at
around.
a motel like that once because it was like literally the only one for like 200 miles, the only hotel. And the bathroom was like the cleanest thing in there because, I don't think anyone was really using it.
Yeah, happens.
Yeah.
Happens. One time on my way back from hunting, we were exhausted. We'd been out for like 4 days, and we hit Stanley, Idaho, which is out in the mountains. And we were so tired. We pulled in. We're like, should we just get a room? And so we got a motel room in Stanley. And like, we were wet, and tired, and dirty, and everything. We went in. We laid down because we kind of had to be back at a certain time, but we went in, we laid down, and that was the fastest 6 hours I've ever, I laid down and I was out so quick. And then it seemed like a second later, the alarm was going off. I remember
that's the hotel where we went out to our car. We were on a road trip, and we had some like camping gear in our car and stuff for the beach. So we went out and got our beach towels and laid them on the bed.
Yeah.
Because it's like, we're not even going to lay on this bed. So like, we just put on like a sweatshirt and some sweats and then like as our blanket. And then, grabbed our own pillows, put beach towels over the bed, slept on it for 4 hours, enough to where it wasn't just like falling asleep driving. And then we left at like 3 a.m. Like we checked in at like 10:30. We were gone by 3 because we're just like, this place is it's growing on me, quite literally.
Yeah. It's Mona's birthday today.
Happy birthday.
So we're going to lunch to celebrate her birthday, and we got her a record player.
I have some of those.
She doesn't listen to the show, so she doesn't know that.
She might in the future someday.
I think she kind of figured it out because, like, this morning, Bean's like showing her presents, and she's like, "You got to open this one before you can open that one." And there's like 4 presents, and one's record player shaped, one's record shaped.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Do you have any idea what it is?" She's like, "I think so." And I was like, "Well, how do you know?" And she goes, "Well, the other day Mom was like, 'Do you have any idea what your gifts are?' And she said, 'I think so.' And she said, 'What? How do you know?' And she said, 'Well, the other day you told me that it was a certain color, but I don't know if you remember, but a couple weeks before that you asked me, the only time you've ever asked me what color of a record player I'd want. And then you said that one of your gifts was a certain color, and so I think I kind of know." And I was like, "No."
I remember as a young child, Christmas one time, go to open a present, and parents like, "No, not that one." And it's just like, why? And then it's because I was about to open up the video game to the video game console that me and my brother were getting for Christmas.
Oh.
So it was like we were about to open the Super Nintendo cartridge when we were supposed to open the Super Nintendo first. So
Right.
it's the only time you ever just go, not that one, not yet.
Yep.
And she always just like in that voice too. It's always the same.
Happy birthday, Eve, to Brandy in the back door.
Happy birthday.
Her birthday's tomorrow. And we hope you get a pony.
Yeah.
And we hope that it's a pony.
And that it's alive.
My favorite, I say it all the time. I think it's a lot like my dad joke brain doesn't stop saying it. But I say, hope you get that pony. If you ordered it from Amazon, make sure you checked the deliver in one box. I don't know why. It's not even funny, but
Whenever I hear pony, I just think of Seinfeld. I had a pony.
Yeah. Speaking of ponies, here's a little nugget from our friends at This Is True.
Oh, best friends.
After a man hit a parked car in a Homestead, Florida parking lot, responding police officers noticed the offending driver had, quote, a very, very red, bloodshot and glassy eyes and smelt very strongly of sweat, urine, and alcohol. They also saw he had an icy cold bottle of beer, or at least what little was left of it, in the center console of his SUV. An officer ordered the driver to put his vehicle in park, but he wasn't able to do so, and his vehicle started to roll. The officer reached in and pulled it in park and told Aiden Jacinto Domingo, age 34, to get out of the vehicle and present his driver's license. Jacinto Domingo got out, but, quote, began to stall. And the officers say, tried to bribe them with a $20 bill. He then grabbed one of the officers and resisted as they handcuffed him. He had to be tased into compliance. While being booked into jail, Jacinto Domingo allegedly threatened to shoot one of the officers in the face.
That's a no-no.
He is charged with DUI, resisting arrest, assault, battery on a police officer, conspiracy to commit bribery, and driving without a valid license, all of which was much more satisfying for the officers to write up than splitting a 20.
Okay, now we have to guess his ethnicity. Oh, wait, that's the wrong show. I stole that joke from Brandon.
Yeah, right. Something in my head says I might have read that one already.
It doesn't sound familiar to me unless you read it to yourself, or I wasn't there.
Did I?
Sarah says you did. My memory is Sarah.
Yeah, I was gonna say it smelt familiar. Let me change. Let me change here. I can't. I don't know if I. Nope, I read that one too.
I have the memory of a goldfish sometimes. Unless it's for useless information, then I remember it always and forever.
Okay, here's a couple. Here's a couple that I don't think I've read yet. Tesla is crowing over its first ever accomplishment. One of its cars delivered itself without passengers, a remote controller, or a supervisory driver to a customer. I read this.
Yeah, you did. You read that one.
I read that.
Our friends need to get new
Our
stuff.
friends at This Is True need to send me more.
Yeah.
Send me more. How about this one? The San Mateo County, California Board of Supervisors has been working to get rid of the county's sheriff over alleged corruption, though she refuses to resign. Can I just say as a sidebar, how do I get a job like that where you get voted in by the people, and then you turn out to be a total piece of crap, and you can just refuse to resign.
Then
and
it
here's
takes heaven
the thing.
and earth to move you, to get you out of the position.
The thing is on rails to get rid of you, but it's like next year.
Yeah.
Like, how do you get a job like that? B, how are you that big of a piece of crap that like you could live your life like that and then refuse to resign? Like, what's left? Like, what's left? What's redeeming out of your employment? No one is going to appreciate your presence anywhere there. And then what do you do after? But what's weird about it is
You go
all
do
of
it
these
in a
people,
different state is what a lot of them do.
yeah, well, that's what I was going to say. All of these people land on their feet. Like, you remember, what was that white chick that said she was black and worked for like the NAACP or some, remember her?
Yeah, I remember her. We're
Rachel
gonna.
Dolezal.
Yeah, that's her. I just googled it. Rachel
Like
D.
she did that whole thing, and like not only did she land on her feet, but she like got better jobs.
Yeah.
Anyway, back to the thing. Alleged corruption, though she refused to resign. In a special election, 84% of voters approved of giving the board authority to remove the first female to hold the office in county history. Remember, this is San Mateo County, California. The process is taking months, but may now accelerate after a grand jury issued a 4-count accusation against the sheriff, alleging conflict of interest and retaliation against those who don't support her. Local news outlets have been pushing for the county to release the investigative report that details the evidence against Sheriff Christina Corpus, but it was withheld until her own lawyers filed the report with the court. Once you do that, like during discovery, once you do that, that certain things could be deemed as publicly accessible, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. And neglected to mark it as under seal. That's how they did. That's how we got it. Making the report readily available. The sheriff saw it too. When she read that one of her sergeants was listed as a witness, she put him on administrative leave
Ooh.
without cause, bolstering allegations of her retaliatory behavior. I remember the good old days when politicians would resign to keep the evidence from coming out. Like, what a piece of crap.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm just gonna highlight her name here.
Looks like I saw some video and it was about the new flock cameras that are going in everywhere.
Yeah.
And there's so basically I think it was in I can't remember. There's 2 cities in the country that had lawsuits filed against them because people are like, "Okay, you can't do that. It's invasion of privacy." And they're like, "Well, you're on a public road, so it's like you have no expectation of privacy." And they're like, "Well, okay, if I have no expectation of privacy and it's public, then I should be able to request those photos on anyone from any time because it's public, right?" And they're like, "Well, no, that's not no." So then they sued the cities. And the judge was like, "Well, if you're going to say it's public record and you can take the pictures because people are in public, then people can request those because they're in public."
Mm-hmm.
And so the judge was like, "You have to release those if people request them." So then the city's like, "Fine, we're not going to do it anymore." It's just like, make that make sense. Like you're saying, "Oh, you're in a public space, so we can do that." Okay, we want to see them. Well, no, that's not public record.
Yeah, especially if it's not embroiled in like a court battle or any kind of
Yeah.
legal proceedings.
You
No,
can't say something's free in public and then say, "No, it's not public."
especially if
Just
we
kidding.
paid for it. Like
Yeah.
that's you gotta. There's only special considerations for tax funded things that aren't publicly visible. So apparently Christina Corpus, the piece of crap. I hope she listens to the show. Unanimously removed from office by the San Mateo County Board of Supervisors on October 14th, 2025. So this just happened.
Nice.
Following multiple investigations and a public controversy regarding alleged misconduct and conflicts of interest. Hours after her removal, she officially retired, securing her full pension
Yeah.
and associated benefits,
Yep.
which amount to approximately 90% of her final salary.
Yeah, so that's what it was, is you get in into the highest paid position, work there for a year, and then you peace out.
Yeah, it's like politicians. And I think we may be on the road to seeing that end where people become politicians to get
The bennies.
the benefit. Like they become stratospherically more wealthy, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I don't like that. Yeah, so her decision to got 90% of her final salary because she retired, which would have been a separate function of, like, she wasn't jettisoned or censured
Mm-hmm.
or anything like that. So she was still technically employed.
Yeah.
You know, she just wasn't the sheriff anymore. That's another thing. It's like when you were the sheriff, but then suddenly you're not the sheriff. Are you still police? Are you still a police officer? Like,
I think
because I know, like, my buddy, you know, he talks about all the time. You know, there's people that get promotions and demotions, and they'll move you around, they'll shift you around. So, Mike, I would have a question: if you were the sheriff and you got kicked off, what did unanimously removed? So when she was removed, did she just become a cop again? So that decision to retire allowed her to retain her health benefits for herself and her children. After her October 2025 retirement, Christina Corp is no longer serving in any public role, and no statements exist. She has taken on new professional positions since then. She'll find one. Some piece of crap company will pick her up as a consultant.
Yeah.
There's an interim sheriff now, and initiated the process for appointing or electing her replacement. The retirement benefits she received remain a source of local controversy and debate. You think? Yeah, there's no real indications that her pension status would change,
Mm-mm.
barring like new legal actions, because that's so weird. She was like, for all intents and purposes, she's fired.
Yeah.
When was the last time you were fired from a job, but you keep collecting a paycheck?
Only in government.
Yeah, I was going to say government's the only place that can really happen, unless you were fired and under the pretense that you would retire.
Well, that's just usually just that's being bought out.
Yeah, usually like the golden parachute type of stuff that happens.
Yeah, where it's just like, hey,
When
you're gonna keep making money, but also we want to do things that you would have not agreed with.
yeah.
Dun, dun,
Hold on one
dun.
sec. I've got a visitor.
Sorry, but what's the passcode?
11/20/14.
I already tried that.
Hey, we can see you.
Oh.
We can see you doing it.
What is it?
0424.
Oh, for
Just
sure.
got his passcode.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Could you see me do the passcode? So if you break
was
into my house
blurry.
now, you'll know how to log into the tablet they use for karaoke.
That's all you need in life, though.
Yeah. So
That's the only reason why I'd be breaking into your house in the first place.
I know most people I find in my house, it's because they're here for karaoke. Okay, I got one more. This is true. I won't go on a diatribe about my thoughts on it either. In 2023, the owner of a house in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, applied for a demolition permit. The addition on the back of the house was structurally unsound. In 2024, the owners requested an emergency permit. In 2025, with the owner still waiting for a permit, the addition collapsed on its own. Quote, "I look at buildings like this all the time," said structural engineer Brian Charlo. Quote, "and seeing it on the ground when I kind of knew it was going to happen is pretty crazy." Charlo was involved in trying to get the demolition permit. His father owns the property. Quote, "One person tells you got to talk to this person. One person tells you got to talk to that person. And then you just go in circles and nothing gets done," he said. "It's a complicated process," says City Council President Daniel Lavelle, "especially in a historic district." In its statement, the office of Pittsburgh's mayor said officials had, quote, "promptly responded."
No.
Yeah. To 3 submissions, and that the applicant had never supplied the last submission the city had demanded. Property owners are solely responsible for maintaining their properties. Oh, it's his fault.
Yeah, it's your fault.
It's his fault. You know what this sounds like? It sounds like the Palisades, where everything burned to the ground and like they can't build. They're not allowed to rebuild.
Mhm.
Oh, but what's weird is they are allowed to sell their properties because they're so fed up with not being able to get building permits. They're allowed to sell those properties to these ambulance chasing corporations that
Mhm.
want the land. Well,
Yeah.
that's weird.
That's
And
weird.
what's weird about that is, look into this. This is a fun one. They're really having a hard time rebuilding their houses. What's odd is the moment they sell their property to a corporation, weird.
Here's your
Corporation has no problem building.
Here's your building permit.
Again, and I've said it before, I never view government as like an entity. I view it as my neighbor.
Mhm.
My neighbor is the one saying, no build. It's going to take a long time. My neighbor is saying that,
Mhm.
not some entity. Well, you need to talk to that neighbor to get your building. Okay. Nope. You need to talk to the other neighbor. Do you guys, do you know each other? Yeah, we do. Oh, that's even worse. Anyway, I feel like these have gotten me riled up. We should move on. Should we do Music Tuesday on Thursday?
Sure, let's do the musics.
I'll walk off my angst.
What'd you bring today?
Okay. I brought, I really like her. It's an artist named Gordy, Gordi.
I like gorditas. Oh, Gordy.
Yeah, it's a human, not a food.
Oh, dang.
But Gordy, I really like I like Gordy because she's got a very unique voice. She's sort of like she's got a lower voice than most female artists. And so it kind of catches you right away. And then I just kind of like her music. And this is one of the songs that I like. I have a playlist called Girls That Music Good. And I like curating the playlist because I might be wrong, but this is just my opinion. I feel like female vocalists have a harder gig in the music industry than male vocalists because to me the trends in especially pop music tend to, I think, put women in a box that says you got to sound like this.
Yeah.
And so if you look over the generations, the trends over the last, go as far back as you want. But if you go to the 80s, you have a Madonna who sings a certain way, and then you've got 30 other artists that get signed to labels that sound like that.
Yeah.
And then Madonna changes the way she sings, and then you get 30 artists that sound like, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
So you got a couple heavy hitters that kind of set the trend, and then you got a bunch of people to follow. And so I feel like female vocalists have a harder road, especially if they're going to try to sound different.
Yeah.
Because that goes against the grain as far as pop music goes,
Mhm.
So I feel for them. I feel for that.
You know what's funny though is I looked up Gordy while you're talking, and she looks like she has one of those faces where you're just like, I know someone who looks like her.
Yeah.
Like you look at her and she looks familiar. Like no matter I've never seen her in my life, but I'm just like, she looks familiar. Where have I seen her? And it's just she just has that face where it's just like she just looked familiar for some reason.
We all went to school with Gordy somehow.
Yeah, that's
you know. We all see Gordy at 50 feet on a sidewalk.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's got brown hair. She's relatively unassuming looking.
Yeah. She looks like, not in a bad way. It's just like she just looks like a normal person. Yeah, you'd stand behind in a grocery store checkout.
I kind of always felt like I looked like just myself, but then I realized after starting to do podcasts and getting enough of a following that people see me in their people all over the place, and the doppelgangers that are posted on the 911 calls podcast, Facebook, and Neverdaily are pretty wild. Like, hey, my pastor looks just like you. You know, were you performing at a dive bar last night? You know,
Yes.
all the things. Yeah, so I think Kent said it. He said, I'm the dudest looking dude. So yeah, Gordy kind of suffers from that same problem.
You're the perfect gray man.
Yeah. And, you know, maybe I should work for the CIA.
Yeah.
For that reason. Forgettable. I'm forgettable. That's what it is. That's what it would
I'm
be.
not forgettable. It's just that you can just say, "Oh no, I was here in a dive bar. Go look it up." Or
yeah, I was pastoring out
I was pastoring on that
in
Sunday.
a pasture.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can't say I killed them. You can't say I killed my neighbor who was in charge of building permits.
You can't.
Can't prove it. All right, so this is Gordy, her song Avant Gardener. And here we go.
Clever.
I sleep in light another day. Oh, what a wonder, oh, what a waste. It's a Monday, it's so mundane. What exciting things will happen today? The earth is full of heart, rubbish it's a missing. I guess the neighbors must think we run a meth lab. We should have meant that. I pull the sheets back. It's 40 degrees and I feel like I'm dying. Life's getting hard in here, so I do some gardening. Anything to take my mind away from where it's supposed to be. The nice lady next door talks of green beds and all of the nice things she wants to plant in them. I wanna grow tomatoes on the front steps, sunflowers, bean sprouts, sweet corn and radishes. I feel proactive, I pull out weeds, and all of a sudden I'm having trouble breathing in. 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 My hands are shaky, my knees are weak. I can't seem to stand on my own 2 feet. I'm breathing but I'm wheezing, feel like I'm emphysema. My throat feels like a funnel filled with Weet-Bix and kerosene. And oh no, next thing I know they call up triple O. I'd rather die than hold the hospital till I get old. I get adrenaline straight to the heart. I feel like Uma Thurman post overdose and kickstart. Reminds me of the time when I was really sick and I had pseudoephedrine. I couldn't sleep at night. Halfway down High Street, and he looks ambivalent. He's probably wondering what I'm doing, getting in an ambulance. The paramedic thinks I'm clever cause I play guitar. I think she's clever cause she stops people dying. Anaphylactic and so hypochondriac. Should've stayed in bed today. I much prefer the mundane. I take a hit from an asthma puffer. I do it wrong. I was never good at smoking bones. And I'm not that good at breathing in. I'm not that good at breathing in. I'm not that good at breathing in. Oh, I'm not that good at breathing in. And I'm not that good at breathing in. I'm not that good at breathing.
There we go. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, that's why. I turned my headphones down just a bit.
Oh,
and
can you hear
suddenly
me?
it sounded like I was muted.
I like
Gordy.
that song. She's not American.
No, she's Australian, I think.
I could tell by the Weetabix reference that she made.
Yeah, and then she called
000.
000. Yeah, so there.
I liked it.
What the heck did you bring?
So I brought it's a cover of a song because the original has a lot of screaming in it, a lot of screamy weemies, and not everyone likes it. So I brought an acoustic version by a different band. It's a really good song. Another tearjerker. This one might make you cry. If it doesn't, you probably don't have a soul inside of you. And I might cry while I'm listening to it, so who knows? It's emotional. It's a good song.
It's going to be a wild ride.
Yeah. A wild ride for This Wild Life, because that's the band who does the cover. And it's originally by Bring Me the Horizon. So if we have any Bring Me the Horizon fans out there, here you go. Sleepwalking by This Wild Life, the cover.
My secrets are burning all through my heart, and my bones catch a fever when it cuts you this deep. It's hard to find a way to breathe, but your eyes are swallowing me. Mirrors start to whisper, shadows start to sing. My skin is smothering me. Help me find a way to breathe. Time stood still. Start to sing, my skin is smothering me. Help me find a way to breathe. Time stood still, the way it did before, and it's like I'm sleepwalking. Fell into another hole again. It's like I'm sleepwalking.
Download this track free at www.thiswildlifeband.com. Sign up for the email list to download. That's what it says at the end if you're just listening and not watching.
Not watching. So that was Sleepwalking cover of Bring Me the Horizon.
I like it.
Remember when I've seen Bring Me the Horizon in concert once, and it was funny because my wife almost got into a fight with these two girls. So we were at the front, and it was getting a little rowdy for my wife, and so I was like, we can go to the back if you want. And she's like, okay. And so, like, I'm a big dude, and I start doing my best impersonation of a fullback, because, like, that's how you get out of the pit, is you just push through. Like, everyone's so close, like, it's the only way out. And all of a sudden, I feel my wife's hands on my shoulders, and then all of a sudden I feel more hands on me. And there's these two other girls who, like, grabbed on, and my wife was about ready to throw hands because she's just like, why are these two girls grabbing my husband? Well, it's because they needed to get out too. And so they were just holding on to me as a freight train. And so, yeah, I was just, clearing a hole for my running back in my fullback days. So that's what I did. I just barreled through and I had a train of people behind me. Like, they just used me as their human shield, and I felt real tough for a minute. I was just like, yep, I did that. That was me.
And then you took them back to your house.
No, we were at what show? We were at is in Las Vegas at the Hard Rock Hotel and Casino, which is no longer there. Well, it's there. It's different. It got bought by Virgin. Now it's a Virgin Records Hotel and Casino.
Oh, they changed the whole branding.
Yeah, they just rebranded it. But yeah, it was a fun concert. I got to see some of my favorite bands, Bring Me the Horizon, Beartooth was there, and Under Oath. It was a fun show.
Under Oath?
Under Oath.
Under Oath.
Under Oath.
Maybe this is going to be my excuse until I'm 60, but maybe it's because I'm 50. Like, I haven't circled back to, like, my old standard bands for a couple years. Like, I've been sort of on autopilot. Like, I've been finding new artists. Like, I mean, and I wouldn't even say it's intentional, really, but what I'll do is, like, I have an artist that maybe I'm really into right now. And I'll go to Spotify and I'll just put on I don't know if people probably know about this, but if you have your favorite band or artist, you click on the 3 dots in their profile, and then you go to, like, let's say it's the Red Clay Strays. You go there, click on the 3 dots in their profile, and go down to play Red Clay Strays radio.
Yep.
And then it plays, the algorithm assembles that artist smattered as a smattering amongst a playlist of artists you may also like, most of which you probably never heard, but they're in the same vein. And so I'm kind of been in that vibe for several years where, I've just been in a loop. I wouldn't even say it's a loop because it's like discovery, but.
But you can also, you don't have to click on the 3 dots. You can also just, in the search bar, you can just type in your favorite band and then radio.
And the radio, and then it'll just
bring up a playlist for you that
Okay.
I don't know if it may, like, some of them are pre-made, some of them I think the Spotify algorithm will just make for you. But yeah, you can just type in. So if you want to listen to your favorite band, I'll just say Under Oath again. I can just type in Under Oath radio in the search bar, and it'll just pop up a playlist.
Brings them all.
Yep.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe I feel like an edgelord or like a hipster, like a successful edgelord hipster, when I'll do a radio for a band where I just feel like there's nobody like Tool. I'll do Tool radio, you know. And I don't know why. I'm proud of myself if I listen to an hour of it and I'm like, those all sucked. Like, you're like, nothing compares to Tool. I like it I like it, but also I'm like, is this a waste of time? When you can do that.
Sarah said a perfect circle. To be fair, though, anytime you ever see a perfect circle sticker, and if you know what it is, you know what it is. Why is
Mhm.
it always a douchebag driving that car?
Yeah.
It's always like, it's not even like 98% of the time, 100% of the time. Like, people who have like one of those giant A Perfect Circle stickers in their back windshield are always driving horribly, and then they're being douches about it.
They have a re or a yee sticker and also a locally hated sticker also. The thing is, so I love A Perfect Circle.
Yeah.
Pussifer is another those are Maynard James Keenan bands. So it's kind of hard to not, but they all, they I'm impressed with his other projects because they aren't Tool. And that's
Mhm.
hard to do. That's hard to do. Like the lead singer of Slipknot, he's got the other band. Well, he's had a couple, but he had another band. That was another example. I was like, okay, it's not just Slipknot Part 2, you
Mhm.
know.
Yeah.
I can't remember the name of the other band that the lead singer says. I want to say it was like Cherry was in the name or something, but
Buck Cherry?
Buck Cherry,
I don't
maybe.
know.
I don't know if that was his.
I was never a big Slipknot fan, and probably because I had a neighbor who was super into Slipknot, and he was the worst. And so that's what that's what I assimilate Slipknot to, is like
Yeah.
my neighbor who like stole crap from me all the time and like always wanted to fight me, and so I'm just like, whatever.
Yeah. Slipknot's it's a very you have Stone Sour. That's what it is, Derek.
okay.
Thank you. Yes. Stone Sour, which it's Corey, but not Slipknot, and I don't know the best way to explain it. But yeah, Slipknot's one of those bands where it's like it's very carry the flag kind of band brand. Like not as bad as like Juggalos,
Yeah.
Insane Clown Posse. It's not like that, but yeah, they're definitely my entry into Slipknot is kind of a weird one. Is I like a handful of the songs. I don't like more than I like, but I am mesmerized by Joey Jordison, who's the former drummer.
Mhm.
And like it's also, I would say, it's hard, it's pretty impressive when you can be mesmerized by a drummer, because what
So sorry, but we were invited to just go on a rollerblading ride with Finn. Is that okay?
okay, you have your watches on?
Yeah.
Okay, bye.
Okay, bye.
They're going on a rollerblading ride with Finn.
Team Pop Insides?
Yep. So anyway, I don't know why I went on a rant. Yeah, drummers are exceptional.
Mhm.
But seeing someone exceptionally drum, especially for someone that's not a drummer, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like that takes something. It takes something extra to
I love, like, there's some bands I'll listen to just because I like their drummer. Like, I'm just like, their percussion is like legit. And it doesn't it doesn't need to be like a 32-piece drum kit either. Like,
yeah,
if you have
it
a
doesn't
good
have to have-
drummer, like, you don't need a lot. You just, I mean, it's the style of how you play. You don't need a lot to
yeah.
be a good drummer either.
Yeah, it's to be a good drummer doesn't mean that there's 9-minute Inagata Devita solos or anything like that either. It's I don't know. If I'm pushing publish on a post right now on Patreon that I thought I'd mention while I push publish on this post. I was looking at the number. We hang very steady at 12 in the back door.
On Tuesday, though, for some reason, we were at like 18 for a while.
Yeah. And I mean, I make a joke all the time about 12 people listening to the show. It's more than that, but if you're on Patreon, if you're already on Patreon, you may not know that we have chats but that you have to subscribe to the chats. They don't just like show up willy-nilly in your email alerts or anything like that. So if you're on Patreon, if you're not on Patreon, we would love that. $5 a month, unlimited. You could be in the back door for every single one of our podcasts that do back doors, watch shows recorded live, everything like that. You get alerts so that you could be in the back door, but that's where we post the alerts is in our chats. So we have 2 chats. We've got an 1159 media chat, and then we have backdoor access chat.
Apex Erica said that the links aren't working. They're plain texting.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Is Patreon removing like the hyperlink or whatever?
Maybe.
I
Try
sound like I know what I'm
copying-
talking about, but I don't.
Try copying the link and then going to a browser and pasting it in. Yeah, there we go. Sora said I had to copy it and go to the link. Yeah. So just if you get the email, copy paste it into your browser.
Paste.
Yeah, but a lot of people don't know that. I was just looking at the numbers of how many people we have or don't have in the chats compared to the thousands we have on Patreon.
Just you explaining it, we already have another listener.
How about that? That's great.
Congratulations
And,
to Sora for finding their wallet.
Yay. Wallet found. Another thing I did on 911 recently, and I had a really weird response from somebody on a couple of the bonus episodes that I posted this last week. Over 6 hours of content in just bonuses, not even including the episode, but I'm not bragging. At the end, I mentioned that I had a 30-day. I'll give you a chance, give you a shot at 30 days on Patreon if you want to check it out. I had somebody respond and they were like, they were saying like I'm money grubbing. And my reply, I wanted to make a reply on the show, but I'm not going to, but I'll make it here because 12 people listen. I pay for those. I pay for the gift, the 30-day gift, it's not the free discount code or anything like that. Like I pay for those. So I pay $5 to let you try Patreon for 30 days. Am I desperate? I'm paying $5. What do you think? Yes, of course. Of course I'm desperate for people to join Patreon. But anyway.
Heaven forbid you make a living.
I thought that was interesting. I'm
Heaven
giving you 30
forbid.
days free and I'm money grubbing. I was like, what's happening?
I don't know.
Anyway, what did you bring today?
I'm going to make everyone hungry or feel ill with what I brought today. There's really not an in-between ground on this.
Okay.
So some of these were called fast food disasters. I would beg to differ. Some of them were delicious and some of them sound delicious, but I'll never be able to try them.
Is it like food concoctions or like recipe or like things that were offered?
These are actual menu items that you could order at a fast food establishment at some point in time.
Okay.
And somebody in a boardroom approved these. Somebody came up with the idea, then somebody approved them, and then it went out to mass production for all of us peoples.
Okay.
And like I said, some of these actually sound pretty good. I'm not going to lie. I don't know why they're on this list of fast food fails. But before we start, what's your favorite fast food place? What's the one that just always is just like, boom, top of your head?
It would be McDonald's, but not for the right reasons. I think I mentioned this before. I like portability. Like I love Carl's Jr., but I also want to keep my clothes clean. And if I'm not in a Carl's Jr., which most of the time I'm not walking into a restaurant, I'll go through the drive-through, fast food, I eat McDonald's because it doesn't get everywhere, which is terrible reason, but it's portable, it's fast, it's simple. Also, I don't think about it. I don't think about eating it and I never look at it, it just passes the threshold of food in my mind. But I like Arby's, I like Taco Bell, I like Wendy's more than McDonald's. But
Me
I
too.
don't know why. It seems like more work to eat Wendy's than that doesn't make sense. Even when I'm saying it doesn't make sense.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie, I was jealous of you when you said that your son worked at Freddy's for a while.
Yeah.
Because I freaking love Freddy's, dude.
Yeah.
Freddy's, they're not all over the place, but if you ever see one, just go. Like, it's so good.
Yeah. I love the shoestring fries that they have. They're glorious and frustrating at the same time because I'm a stack fries together and eat them kind of person, not one at a time. And their shoestring fries are so hard to stack together, like to get in a grip, you know?
Yeah.
But
yeah, they have the jalapeno fry sauce. Oh,
yeah,
so good.
or their pavement chocolate ice cream confectionery.
And like, I'm one of
thing.
those weird people who has the palate of a child. I like hot dogs a lot, and their hot dogs are good. Their buns for those hot dogs are like, they literally like toast them and then butter them.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, it's so good. And then I always get sauerkraut because they have sauerkraut there. That's what it's so good. Sauerkraut, onions, and mustard.
Smashed burger places. You got Smash Burger, you got Five Guys, you got Freddy's. I'd probably put Culver's in there as well. Like
Yes,
as a
someone in the back
smashed-
said Culver's too.
Culver's.
Culver's is good, but I will go to Freddy's. But if there's not a Freddy's, I will go to Culver's.
I will go to Culver's because there's nothing that is a bigger magnet to the metal on my car. To like, whoa, where am I going? Oh, I'm going Culver. Than cheese curds.
Cheese curds.
Just glorious.
Here's the thing.
Heart cloggers.
If you ever, it sounds weird, but I can't remember where. One of my friends, we were out to dinner with them, and I think it might have been at Buffalo Wild Wings. But deep fried cheese curds dipped in caramel sauce. It sounds, yeah, that's what I said. So she ordered them, and I tried it, and I was like, oh, this is delicious. This should be disgusting.
Yeah.
It should be disgusting, and I should hate it with all of my passion and soul, and it was delicious.
Really?
Yeah, it was so good.
We just got a Raising Cane's. And so I'm interested to try that. I know about Raising Cane's because Liz sent me an entire box of like Raising Cane's merch one time.
Yep, I still have my toque, or for all our Canadians, my beanie. I still have that. Still have
That's
my bag.
Right. That was one of those boxes where Liz sent it and she's like, could you distribute this to everyone? I'm like, I'll get around
also,
to
that's
shipping
where,
out boxes.
Oh, it's all covered. Got my Luke Davis nameplate up there. That was in the same box.
Oh, it was?
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah. Yeah. So.
All right.
Yeah. Liz says they do their landscaping. So that's good to know, Liz, because I didn't want to say it on the show. I couldn't remember if Liz worked there or did their landscaping.
So yes.
Yeah. So I was like, cool. Yeah. We had a heyday with that whole thing of
all right.
Raising Cane's merch.
So
okay, go for it.
We're going on the list. And someone already mentioned this in the back door because they're like, this is definitely going to be on the list. You're right. First thing, the Double Down from KFC. So basically what they did is they were like, hey, sandwiches don't need bread. We can use breaded chicken as the bread. So that's what they did. They just said, no bread, but breaded chicken because, and technically it's kind of bread. So it's chicken, bacon, cheese, and sauce. So you have a slab of deep fried chicken, then you have bacon and cheese and sauce, and then you have another slab of deep fried chicken, and that was your sandwich. They even took it to Italy in 2021. A place where they invented really, really good food. They're just like, hey, have our KFC Double Down. And it didn't work very well for them. But, I never had one. Sounds delicious, I'm not going to lie. But that's just the fat kid inside me talking. And so, sounds delicious. So, but didn't last very long. It was kind of a COVID thing. I'm pretty sure it came out during COVID. And that was about it. Then it went away. Just unlike COVID. Next, Tim Hortons. So you gotta live up north to know the Timmy Hortons. Timbits, delicious. They're just donut holes in a box. So good.
Yeah.
Tim Hortons is a Canadian company, and they had this thing called a buffalo latte. A buffalo latte. When you think of buffalo and food, what do you think of?
Wings.
Wings. Yeah, it was wing sauce. They mixed buffalo sauce in with the coffee, and they introduced it in Buffalo, New York, where buffalo sauce comes from, like wings and all that, like one of the birthplace of wings as we know them. But yeah, they made a latte, a buffalo flavored latte.
Gross.
Yeah.
You know what that reminds me of? Progresso soup, like last year or the year before, went way swinging hard. And they made a bunch of like weird products. They made people sent them to me. Somebody sent me throat lozenges that were chicken noodle soup. I don't know if I still have them. I think they might have all gotten consumed by as jokes. I'd be like, try this.
Yeah.
And then I didn't know this one until like yesterday or the day before, but they also put out a pit barbecue scented deodorant called, it was like Pit Boss. And it was a deodorant, but it smelled like pit barbecue. And
that's what you give to your friends and then have them go hiking in the woods in cougar country.
Yeah. Or go to a bar in cougar country.
Yes, that too. So next, Taco Bell is known for a lot of crazy stuff. They do it all the time. But one of their biggest crazy stuffs is the Kit Kat Chocodilla.
What?
It was a you had your tortilla,
Yeah.
that you cook on both sides.
Oh,
usually
I see where they're going with
you
it.
put cheese in the middle with some maybe
Okay.
meat and some whatever you want. It's a
Yeah.
quesadilla. You can put whatever you want in it. They were just like, hey, let's put in Kit Kats and chocolate sauce and
Okay.
then toast the tortilla.
I've had something similar to a chocodilla before.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So yeah, they made that 329 calories, which they claimed, but most people, even some magazines, are like, that's like a whole candy bar and a half. That's a tortilla. That's chocolate sauce. That's not 329 calories.
Yeah, I was going to say that's really low. Here's something disturbing I learned yesterday when I opened a packet of ramen.
It's
Just the Maroshan standard, I'm poor, eating ramen kind of ramen,
18 cents a pack. Yep.
Yeah. Serving size, half a pack.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
gotta
one
break that
pack
thing
is
in half.
2. I'm like, I call bull crap. Also, they do it so that they can put so the calories don't look as bad.
Yeah.
But it's like 100, I can't remember. I think it was 190 and 280.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't sound right.
I think it's
360.
I think it's around 400 calories for a pack of ramen.
Yes. Yeah. It's just shy of that. What's weird? Yeah. Well, that was the other thing is I was like, I think all the calories are in the powder, not the noodles, I would guess.
I don't know.
But I was like, you got to be kidding me.
Yeah. Calories, always make sure, you got to look at the serving sizes on things because that's where they get you. All right, Burger King now. We're going to Burger King. This actually sounds kind of delicious. Excuse me. The Mediterranean burger. This came out in New Zealand. And this is for people who eat a lot of meat. So it had 2 beef patties, a chicken patty, 6 strips of bacon, 2 slices of cheese, barbecue sauce, and for vegetables, they put some onions on there. 6 strips of bacon, though.
Wow. They
2
should have called it
patties.
3 days of meat burger. Like,
Yeah.
because that's how much meat you should eat in 3 days.
But also sounds kind of delicious. Like when I was in high school, when McDonald's still had their dollar menu, and this was
Yeah.
probably the last time I actually ate McDonald's regularly, was in high school. We used to make something called, and this is not very politically correct. We called it a gangbang.
Oh.
And so we would go to the dollar menu and we'd get the double cheeseburger because it was like $1 or something, $1.25. And then you get we call them a hot and nasty, the the spicy chicken sandwiches that were only
Yeah.
$1.
Yeah.
So you just take the cheeseburger, you split the patties, then you put in your chicken patty with the bottom bun. So it makes almost like a Big Mac. So you have 3 buns in there.
Okay.
And so, yeah, you just have like you just put a chicken sandwich in the middle of a cheeseburger and then you eat it. It was actually
It's
really
a group
good.
effort,
Yeah.
right? Because you're sharing buns.
So, yeah, you end up just eating one bun plain or just chucking it away. But, yeah, you just...
Unless you're sharing, then
Yeah.
everybody, you can get that middle bun between two parties.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's what we do. We'd share our buns and put chicken and beef and, yeah, just have a delicious meal.
A lot
So-
of people that attend food gatherings with me know that I'm not opposed to employing a fork in pretty much any circumstance. I don't have a problem with it.
Mhm.
I will use if the burger is too big, fork. Yesterday I got a piece of like one of those cheap pizzas had been cooked like the day before
Mhm.
in our house, and Bean wanted a piece of pizza for lunch, so I heated it up, put it on a plate. She likes ranch, so I put ranch on there, and then I was like, "You want a fork?" And she looked at me like, "What are you, crazy?"
Yeah. This is finger foods. How dare you?
Yeah. I was like, "Whoa, never mind, jeez."
And so, speaking of McDonald's, they
Mhm.
had this thing that they made called the Greek Mac, but it was only in Greece and Cyprus, which makes sense. But basically, they tried to make a Big Mac and make it have a baby with a gyro.
I was gonna say it's got to have like goat meat in it or something.
Yeah. So like, someone was like, "Cool," but the best part is they had on their website, they like you could just go find it on their website, which was in English, but they spelled things wrong. Like, this is McDonald's, like official McDonald's. They spelled patties, Pattys. That's not right. And
No.
they took an E out of tomato because there's an E in there. And it's just Tomatos. That was how they
Tomatos.
So yeah, and apparently the sandwich was just as good as their spelling. Some guy, remember, this was in Greece, right? This is the home of the euro. And one of the reviews was that the tzatziki sauce, which is kind of important on a gyro, was missing lemon, garlic, and cucumber, which are like 3 of the main ingredients in
Yeah.
that. Was like, those are very important in that sauce. Otherwise, it's just like they're just smearing yogurt on stuff. And so, yeah, it was disgusting, apparently, to everybody. And nobody wanted it. A Greek Mac. Nobody wanted a Big Mac with yogurt on it. Because that sounds disgusting.
Yeah, it sounds like executives plus a spreadsheet made
Yes.
the meal, not people with experience.
Yeah. This sounds fun for the poor folks. We would never eat it, but, we don't know about them poor
Yeah.
peoples. Now,
Yeah.
we're going to move on to one of my favorite places that I used to eat, but they don't have them a lot here. Carl's Jr., and if you're in the East, Hardee's.
Yep.
So they made this thing called the Most American Thick Burger in 2015.
Okay.
So, like, putting Most American in the name is bold because now
Mhm.
if you don't eat it, you're unpatriotic. So it's actually pretty good marketing.
Better live up to the standard too.
So this thing actually sounds gross, but I would eat it just to try it. Okay, so it was imagine a cheeseburger, but on the cheeseburger was also a hot dog and potato chips, all in one sandwich.
Okay. It sounds like what I end up eating on my plate at
At
a
a
4th
barbecue.
of July gathering because my kids don't eat the rest of their food, so I just end up with their leftovers.
Yeah.
So it sounds like a leftover burger to me.
Well, it's like usually if I'm at, just like a cookout, a grill out, I don't call them a bar. I'm learning that you don't call them barbecues because there's not. Anyways, if it's just cooking burgers on a grill, it's not a barbecue. It's just a cookout.
Okay.
But I would get, like, that's what I'd eat anyways. I'd get a hamburger and I'd get a hot dog. And I'd just put them on my plate, same time as some chips. So someone just literally took my plate and just made it into one sandwich. Like, And then I can hold it with one hand and
Yeah,
eat
I
it.
could have it with a fork.
Yep. And so here's a fun thing. 1,200 calories
Oh,
for this one sandwich. 3,170 milligrams of sodium.
that's a lot. Just to
That's a
put that
lot.
into perspective, a sleeve of crackers, a sleeve of saltine crackers
Which has the word salt in it.
Yeah, like it's basically flour and salt have 900
Yeah.
for a sleeve.
And this is 3,200 for one sandwich.
Dang.
Do you think they tested it on actual humans before they released it?
They might have, but they didn't check with them the next morning.
Yeah. Why are my ankles swollen? I don't know.
Yeah.
So here's the thing, though. It was like the way it was made and the only way you can make it, it was very top heavy, the way they had the order. Like, because, like most fast food places, they tell you exactly what order. When you're a sandwich artist or a burger artist, like everything's in order, right? That's what McDonald's got famous for. That's how fast food became fast food, is order of operations. Well, this thing, apparently everyone had to eat it upside down, because if you tried to eat it the other way, it was just even
Too
a bigger mess
top-heavy.
than it was. Yeah, it's way too top heavy. So it's
But-
almost like you needed an instruction manual to eat this thing.
McDonald's, they were so organized with their food, their burger assembly, that at one point they had the McLean. And the McLean was unique in that it came in a foam package,
Mm-hmm.
but it was partitioned. And one half of the burger was the hot part. So it was the bottom bun and the meat and like cheese if you had it or whatever it was okay to be hot. The other part was cold. So it was the stack of when it was upside down. So it was the top bun on the bottom and then all the vegetables and stuff. So when you got it, you put it together. And I thought, that's genius. But then the consumers were like, that's too much work.
Yeah.
So it didn't last.
One time, me and my wife went out with her friend and her friend's husband, and we went to this steakhouse, and it was like where they'd give you the salt rock, and you could cook your own steak. And
yeah.
me and the other guy we looked at each other like, this is dumb. Why am I paying money to cook my own food? So we just looked at the waiter and went, we would like the chef to prepare our meal for us, please. And they're like, okay, how would you like it cooked? We're like, medium. Because
hold on
rare.
a second. I have a whole crowd of noise. Hold on one second. I'm recording, guys. What are you doing?
Why am I paying someone else steakhouse prices to make my own steak? I'm not a chef. I didn't go to chef culinary school. I didn't do any of that. All right, well, he's gone. I'm just going to keep going. Because he's back. Yeah, I'm not a sucker. I'm not paying you to cook my food for myself. That's not how this is America.
I love working from home. But my studio's in my garage. So anytime the garage opens or closes, it's on record. And then the kids of the entire neighborhood collect at my house. And I just went out and there were 5 neighbor kids on rollerblades with my 2 daughters right in front on the back wall of my studio. And they had an Amazon Alexa Echo Dot speaker and they're just blasting tunes and I love it. I love that they can do that. It's all these kids are homeschooled.
Mm-hmm.
And I love that. Like it's 11:30 and they busted, got up at 8, busted through school. And they got to hang out.
That would be
But
nice.
just do it not 6 inches from my studio, please.
All right. Have you ever heard of the Cheesa? If you had to think of Cheesa, what would you think?
I think it's a really tall pile and it's leaning.
Yes. Speaking of Italy, chicken pizza. We're back at KFC. They would just take fried chicken with cheese and tomato sauce, and they would wrap it up and say, "Here's your chicken pizza." That's all they did.
There was a place in Boise called Pitzel Chick, and they were doing that. It's a pizza and chicken. I was like, no, I'm just not going to go because I don't like your name. Like
Yeah.
you thought that name up in a vacuum, and you didn't ask anybody if it
Mhm.
was good, and it wasn't. It's not good. Nope.
Yeah. Yeah, that's all KFC did was they just took a piece of chicken, put tomato sauce on it, and then a piece of cheese, and they're like, here's your pizza. We made a new menu item. Here you go. And then they expected people to be like, oh my gosh, we
Yeah.
did. This is amazing. No, it's not. All right, we're going to go. We'll do one more because then you can do your thing, and then because you have a hard stop today. So, Burger King. This time we're going to Japan. They had this thing called the Berry Christmas campaign. It was a Christmas thing. Berry Christmas. Kristmush. Christmas.
What restaurant was it?
This is Burger King in Japan.
Merry
It sounds like something a
Christmas.
4-year-old would say. Berry Christmas. And they
Yeah.
made a campaign about it, including
oatmeal?
a berry burger. Doesn't that sound delicious? It's a hamburger with mixed berry sauce and 5 blueberries. They were very specific. 5 blueberries. No more, no less. Someone's actual job was to put exactly 5 blueberries on this hamburger with the mixed berry sauce. I like berries. I love hamburgers. But I'm not putting like my
I don't
pie
know.
filling on top of my hamburger.
Yeah, but if you've ever had a Thanksgiving,
That's different though. That's bird meat.
I
mean,
but I don't
You can
know.
put some fruit with some meat, but not all fruit goes with all meat.
There actually are 2 berry flavored things I've put on burgers before, and I swear by them. One, I had a huckleberry burger one time, loved it. It was like a huckleberry jelly jam on compote, I don't know, reduction, I don't know, on the burger, delicious. And then the other was what do you call it? It's a spicy red jelly.
Like I'll eat pineapples on burgers all day. If you
Oh,
ever
yeah.
go to Hawaii,
Sure.
that's already expensive getting there. But to help with those expensive trips, you can go to this wonderful place called Jack in the Box in Hawaii, and they have a special burger you can only get at the Jack in the Box locations in Hawaii. It's a teriyaki pineapple burger, and it's like $2. Like for Hawaii prices, it's legit.
Oh yeah.
And it's just a
That's cheap.
teriyaki pineapple burger at Jack in the Box. Me and my wife found out they are open on Thanksgiving. We found that out the hard way. So last Thanksgiving, we were at Jack in the Box. So, but yeah, delicious. I'll put pineapple on anything. Pizza, yes. If you don't eat pineapple on pizza, you just don't know how to live life. It's elite. It's the best.
Yeah, it really is.
And if you don't
Sounds-
think it's good on pizza, like we can't all be right about everything.
That's right.
Okay, but so we're back to Japan. We're back to Burger King. Okay. They also had the mushroom cheeseburger. Okay.
Why do they keep doing the mush thing? What is that?
It was
Why?
Merry Christmas, not Christmas.
I know.
Christmas. That was
and
their.
then this new one is a what?
Mushroom cheeseburger.
Why do they keep putting mush into the name? Does mush mean something?
No, it's just a play on Christmas.
Oh,
Christmas.
it's dumb.
But I mean, it was just a mushroom burger, which I don't like mushrooms, but a lot of people like mushrooms. Mushroom burgers are very popular. Like you can get them a lot of places, but not when you call it a mushroom cheeseburger. Like it just sounds disgusting. Like mush and cheese. It sounds like baby food. So it's like
Mush isn't even a standard word in Japanese. The
Yeah.
closest similar sounding words are mushi, meaning bug or insect. No, or moshi. No. Yeah,
But
so
either
I don't
way, it
like,
doesn't
I don't
work.
like what they're doing.
yeah.
I don't like
So yeah, that just a big old flop on what they were trying to do. Just no.
Yeah, no.
And that's what I brought.
Okay.
That's all I brought.
I'm going to read. I wrote this. I wrote this because I thought it was compelling enough that I sat down and I read it. I read it out. So check this out. I'm going to put my script up by my camera so it looks like I'm looking in the camera. In the dusky shadow of medieval Kievan Rus, which would be Russian Kiev or Kiev, a name was whispered with awe and dread. Olga of Kiev, the queen who would ascend from unimaginable tragedy and legend. Her saga, seared in blood and fire, embodies vengeance, so absolute it bends the boundaries of myth. The catalyst for Olga's transformation was the brutal murder of her husband, Prince Igor, at the hands of the Drevlian tribe. Bound to birch trees and torn apart before her eyes, Igor's death was not merely an act of war, it was cosmic betrayal. Olga, suddenly regent to her young son, Sviatoslav, faced the writhing ambitions of her husband's killers, who demanded that she submit and marry their prince, Mal. She replied with eerie composure, masking the inferno kindling in her heart. Quote, "My husband cannot rise again from the dead," she said, her words a dagger wrapped in silk. A Drevlian delegation arrived in Kiev. Certain their fate was sealed by Olga's acquiescence. Instead, in a masterstroke of psychological warfare, Olga ordered a trench dug, a mass grave disguised beneath the sweet veneer of negotiation. The envoys, still believing themselves honored, were cast alive into the pit and buried, their cries swallowed by earth. With the first delegation erased, a second Drevlian party soon arrived. Olga welcomed them with the promise of friendship, a ritual bath, customarily a gesture of peace. It became their funeral pyre. Olga's men sealed the bathhouse's doors and set it ablaze, reducing her enemies to ash in a nightmarish reversal of hospitality. Not yet satisfied, Olga summoned the remaining Drevlian nobles to a grand feast in their honor. They drank deeply, lulled by false goodwill, and as drunkenness overtook them, Olga's retinue struck. Swords flashed, horror blossomed, and 5,000 Drevlians perished in a massacre whose magnitude staggered the survivors and terrified all who learned of it. Olga's vengeance climaxed in a moment so surreal it conquered history. She laid siege to Iskorostan,
Sounds
the
good.
Drevlian stronghold, for a year. When the exhausted defenders sought peace, Olga proposed an innocent tribute: 3 pigeons and 3 sparrows from every home. When delivered, her soldiers tied smoldering cloth and sulfur to the birds' legs. At dusk, the birds leapt from home with fire trailing from their wings, turning the city's rooftops into a synchronized conflagration because they know where they live, right?
Yeah.
Pigeons, sparrows, they know where they're from. So she tied all this fire to them and they flew home. There was not a house that was not consumed, writes the primary chronicle. The city burned, its smoke swirling above Olga as the queen who wielded nature itself to complete her vengeance. Olga's chilling campaign not only avenged Igor, but shattered the Drevlian people, ensuring their submission for generations. Later, her transformation continued. She became one of the first Christian rulers of Kievan Rus, canonized for a faith she embraced after a youth spent in the darkness of retribution. Olga of Kiev's saga is fierce, haunting, a tapestry woven in earth, flame, and ruthless justice. In her story, vengeance becomes legend, and legend becomes mystery, echoing through history as the queen whose wrath no kingdom could withstand. She kicks ass.
Yeah.
Oh,
We're gonna
man.
airmail fire to people. It's gonna be
Seriously.
cool. Just watch. Just watch.
The creativity, like, that she put on display to vanquish her foes was next level.
Mm-hmm.
I won't give too much away, but I came across Olga of Kiev during the development of a 10-part podcast series that I'm creating that I'm excited about. But I came across her and I was like, that's a nugget. That's a nugget worth talking about.
Mm-hmm. I liked it.
So anyway, I got to go to lunch with Mona
Mhm.
for her birthday now.
Birthday
So
times.
I'm going to go. You can stay if you want.
No,
We should go.
that would just be torture to people.
Yeah.
For
Let's
being honest.
let's head out. But we'll be back next week.
We're gonna make like a fetus and head out.
Yep. All right, soup everybody.
Bye everyone. Bye.
So soup, let's start the show.